Welcome back to Crypto Atlas, your daily source for crypto whale alerts, crypto market news, and DeFi gems. And we've got something crazy to talk about today. This actually has to do with stablecoins, which normally may not sound so exciting, but guess what? This is over $1 billion that we're talking about, and we're going to dive a little bit further behind this. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and dive straight on in. So first off, at around 5:46 a.m., we saw 462 million USDT that left Aave and went straight over to HTX. That's nearly $500 million all in one swoop. When something that big moves, it's not random. Somebody either wanted that liquidity ready to deploy on an exchange, or they were repositioning funds for something major. But guess what? It didn't stop there. Starting about an hour later, multiple whale alerts started firing off like crazy. We saw 100 million, then we saw 200 million, and then it went to 300 million, which is absolutely wild. Guess what? Even after that, another 100 million USDT more, all going from unknown wallets into HTX. These transactions happened literally minutes apart. We're talking about between 7 a.m. and 7:08 a.m. So what do we see? We see 4 separate wallets, all transferring 9-figure sums into the same exchange, HTX. Right after Aave sent nearly $500 million there. That's not a coincidence. Then, just 8 minutes later, at 7:16 a.m., boom, a massive 1.2 billion USDT transfer goes out of HTX and back to Aave. Think about that. Over $1 billion moved from a centralized exchange back into a DeFi lending protocol. It's like watching a giant stablecoin yo-yo between two of crypto's biggest liquidity hubs. So, what could this mean? Well, one theory is that HTX, or an affiliated institution, is managing liquidity across both platforms. They could be collecting stablecoins from multiple wallets, maybe institutional clients or internal treasury accounts, and then pushing it to Aave to farm yield. DeFi still offers some of the best passive returns on stablecoins, and exchanges often park funds there when they're not actively trading. It's like their version of earning interest while waiting for the next big move. And another possibility is that this was all about arbitrage or positioning before a market event. Exchanges like HTX sometimes prepare massive liquidity pools when they expect heavy trading volume. Maybe a listing, a big options expiry, or even an upcoming token launch. By gathering liquidity, they make sure they can handle the spike. Then moving over $1 billion USDT into Aave might help them borrow or stake assets elsewhere in the ecosystem to balance exposure. And as far as an event goes, this did break earlier. The Fed is exploring payment accounts that would allow crypto and fintech firms direct access to its payment network. This is definitely bullish for crypto, and we're waiting to find out how this goes, as this event is expected to take place today. So there's also a more subtle idea that these transfers are parts of a larger liquidity rotation strategy between centralized finance and decentralized finance. Remember, when liquidity leaves Aave, borrowing rates spike. When whales deposit back in, rates drop and the market stabilizes. So if a player as big as HTX moves in and out with hundreds of millions at a time, they're not just moving money, they're influencing the entire DeFi interest rate environment. That's the kind of power only whales and exchanges have. Now, the address patterns make this even more interesting. Many of those unknown wallets feeding HTX use the same receiving address, the one that links directly to HTX's hot wallet on Etherscan. That suggests this wasn't just random whale activity, it was organized. Funds likely came from multiple internal sources, pooled together, and then sent out in that billion-dollar burst to Aave. So what's my take? This looks like a textbook liquidity management play. The timing, the amounts, the sequence, it all screams coordination. HTX might have temporarily pulled liquidity from Aave, consolidated across several wallets, and then pushed it all back once they were done rebalancing or optimizing yields. And honestly, with Aave's borrowing rates fluctuating, that makes total sense. Big players constantly move capital where it earns the most, and Aave remains. But let's keep it real. Moves like this also tell us something deeper about how intertwined DeFi and CeFi have become. The lines are blurring. Exchanges are now using DeFi protocols like Aave as liquidity extensions of their own platforms. They don't just hold funds in cold wallets anymore, they're making those funds work. And when billions move in a single morning, it can signal that something is preparing for a serious play, whether that's yield farming, collateralized borrowing, or even a new market strategy coming soon. So while most people might scroll past the USDT transfer alert thinking, just another stablecoin move. This was a stablecoin super move. Over 2.3 billion USDT flowing between Aave and HTX in under 2 hours. That's not noise, that's strategy. So keep your eyes on both Aave's liquidity pools and HTX's reserves over the next few days. If these flows continue, it could signal that big institutional money is cycling between platforms again, and that usually comes before volatility hits the broader crypto market. This is exactly why I track these whale alerts, because sometimes it's not Bitcoin or Ethereum telling you where the market's headed, it's the quiet moves of stablecoins setting the stage. And if you ended up finding this video to be useful, then make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe. You can turn on notifications so you don't miss the next wave of whale activity. There's always a pattern hiding in the noise, and we're going to be looking for those. So aside from that, guys, we can see that altcoins are making some moves on the day as well. It's not going to be just Bitcoin here. Seems like a lot of people are getting really excited with this big Fed event. So we'll see how that plays out. If it has any other major impacts, some major whale moves, I'll keep an eye out and try to report that to you guys. And then besides that, I just want to let you know that there is a crypto exchange called BTCC. You can find this referral link, my referral link, down in the description below. And this exchange has been around for 13 years. You get access to over 300 crypto futures, up to 500x leverage, and there's no VPN or KYC required to get started. And there's a deposit bonus of 10%. That goes all the way up to $10,055. And again, if you want to go ahead and check this out, you can find that referral link down in the description below. I'm also over on Blue Sky at Crypto Atlas. I really do appreciate you guys, all the support that you've been doing. And I hope you enjoy these whale alert type videos. I have personally been really enjoying keeping track of these things. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and my YouTube members. God bless you guys. We'll see you in the next episode.